attention, salute, pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Presentation.
Mr. Chairman, this time we have no presentations for the month.
Any principals have anything else to add? Okay. Brings us to item number 6. Okay. Mr. Hall.
Yes. Okay, going to remind everyone that we have 2 committee meetings tonight at 5:30 here at the central office. We have the infrastructure meeting and the family engagement?
Wellness and
Wellness and safety, I'm sorry, thank you. Again, they will be meeting at 5:30. Appreciate all of our people who come out to our last one. We had great participation, great meeting, and hope that we can start narrowing some things down for our strategic plan as moving forward. Spring break, guys, one of the big things, of course, is the last week of March, first week of April, 3 weeks away, so it's calling us real soon. Reminder to everyone too that give Mr. Hamby, we've been working on as far as the concession stand, new location there for the high school. Would like to possibly try to start getting that project underway, hopefully spring break, somewhere in that time. Any further input or whatever, get with myself or Mr. Hamby as we get ready to move forward with that. 16 school days until the window for the TCAP opens. The window opens on April 14th, it closes on May 2nd. So that's not long, folks. So, and I know we missed a lot of instructional time due to weather. We're very confident in our administrators and our teachers that they will have our kids prepared when that time does come here in about 3 weeks, 4 weeks actually. Also too, spring sports are underway. I do know that we've had a heavy slew of softball, baseball, both for the high school and the middle school. Also soccer for the middle schools and the high school. I think soccer is on the road today as we are speaking. I think they're on the bus. And Mr. Chairman, that's all I have, unless y'all have any questions for me.
Okay, brings us to item number 6. In accordance with board policy number 1.403, the Scott County Board of Education should adopt an agenda of all items to be acted upon during the regular monthly meeting on March 13th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Shelton?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Okay. Item 7, consent agenda items. In accordance with the Scott County Board of Education policy number 4.403, the Board of Education may include routine and non-controversial items on a consent agenda, which may be adopted by a single vote without discussion. Any item on the consent agenda may be removed and placed on a regular agenda for further consideration at the request of any board member. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Mr. Shelton?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye. Item number 8A, pursuant to board policy number 2.201, the Scott County Board of Education needs to approve budget amendments as recommended by the Director of Schools. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Shelton?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye. Item 8B, approving trips. Board policy is needed for out-of-state and overnight trips. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Mr. Shelton?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Item 8C, request to bid in accordance with School Board Policy of Education, Policy Number 2.806, concerning bids and quotations. All purchases of supplies, materials, equipment, and contractual service in excess of $10,000 shall be based on a competitive bid. Should be
25,000, yes. I have that correct.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote and roll call.
Mr. Shelton?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye. Item 8D, a memorandum of understanding is needed between the Scott County Board of Education and the Clavita CCFT provider. Do I have a motion?
Can you explain to me what that is now? Forgot.
It's comprehensive child and family therapy.
Comprehensive child and family therapy, okay.
It's the providers that go inside the home, and we're the payer of last resort. We don't pay for those services, the insurance will bill for those.
Okay.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote and roll call.
Mr. Shelton?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye. Item 8E, board approval is needed for a new position of secondary specialist testing coordinator for grades 9 through 12. Half of the salary will be paid from Title II, and half will be paid from the outcome funding. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Is this position gonna be advertised or what?
Absolutely will be advertised. All positions have to be advertised,
Okay.
okay? It will be advertised, starting, if it's approved, starting tomorrow.
What's outcome funding?
Outcome funding, Mr. Owens has kind of been in charge of our outcome
On
funding.
my notes right here. Outcomes funding comes from ACT, CCR, ready, which is Ready Grad. As that percentage rises, you get more outcomes funding for different types of things like this position, things like the coach's position. When we first started this 3 years ago, we were at 22%. We went from 22% to 37%, and from 37 to last year at 55% at the high school, which put Mr. Hamby at a 4 level in CCR data. Now, that normally gets us about
Some of
126,000,
that, yeah.
right in
I
that
think this
area.
also helps be more efficient. with-
And as your CCR data raises, then your outcome funding
That's
raises.
what I was gonna ask, like, what's the pinnacle that you could hit, do you know?
You need to hit, the pinnacle is you can hit it, and that's why it's been going slowly up. If you hit it all at once, it's keeping it there.
Okay.
That's, 20 or more on your ACT. You're getting your EPSOs and stuff through your CTE program. Your dual credit, all of that produces more funds. It's just another way to fund a little bit more where you can continue to work on and get that college and career readiness up.
Gotcha.
So more than enough.
Yes.
Yes,
So this will be an ongoing position then?
yes.
Because we've needed that
Yes, it's
for
been
a
needed.
long time, and
Yeah.
it will be much more
And,
efficient.
and like I said, with the test coordinator, it's gonna look to do it all grades,
Right,
so
Gotta make
that's
it
one thing. And plus, there's other duties that'll be involved with it.
right.
So, yeah, it's being needed, very valuable full-time position.
Okay, vote and roll call.
Mr. Silcox?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Shelton?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye. Item 8F, approval is needed by the board to transfer ownership of the 3 mobile home classrooms to Howell's Mobile Home Service for the cost of moving the homes from the Birchville Elementary School campus.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Shelton?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Did they give us an idea when they'd be moving them?
I'm sure Mr.
Spring
Shannon will
break.
talk to him once it's approved.
I'm gonna call him tomorrow, we'll schedule it at the earliest possible time.
If spring break would be nice if
Spring
they
break would be
could.
ideal.
Is that good news, Emily?
Oh, yes, absolutely, thank you.
Okay. Item 8G, the Scott County Board of Education needs to approve a cooperative agreement between the city of Huntsville, Tennessee and the Scott County Schools.
Motion.
Go, have a second.
Second?
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Mr. Shelton?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley? Yeah, this will work
Item 8H, approval of E-rate consulting service contract. Due to an increased number of review requests in our E-rate applications, it is recommended that we contract the services of a qualified E-rate consulting firm in order to ensure compliance with all issues pertaining to the process. We're recommending CSM Consulting and Company for the 2025-2026 E-rate filing season in the amount of $5,000 effective February the 1st, 2025. CSM provides consulting services for several local districts as well as the State Department of Education.
Motion.
Second.
This is what Greg was telling us
Yeah.
about.
Yes.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Mr. Silcox? Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Shelton?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
The Finance Department opened bids and was sent to the board for your consideration. Green construction repairs on the exterior wall near the cooling tower at Scott High School. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just want to thank Mr. Shannon for all the work he put into this. It's got pretty tricky, but I'm happy with the outcome. So thank you.
Okay, vote on roll call.
Mr. Shelton?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Motion.
Anything, Mr. Silcox? Ms. Smith?
No.
Mr. Shelton? Terrific.
I want to reiterate to Mr. Shannon, we appreciate all the hard work, and tell Mr. Jackson, we definitely appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you.
Turn it back over to you.
Use it for 1 second.
Okay.
Go. Thank you, Mr. Owens. Of course, back about 3 weeks ago, I did send a letter to the commissioner asking for forgiveness for 5 days from the snow and weather that we had. 4 days did get approved, so that drops us below the threshold now, still having a day left. Now, I'm also gonna go back and do one for the 27th of September, because that was a state of emergency day. So I'll go back and read and do one on that day to see if it gets approved. If not, right now, we do have the 4 days that was forgiven. So, big thank you to Commissioner of Education and also Christy Ballard, legal consultant at Department of Education, so.
So do we have any snow days left?
One.
We have one now.
Okay.
We have one. Hope and pray God we don't need to.
Good to see Mr. Jeffers here. Any? Yes. Vote on roll call.
Mr. Shelton?
Aye.
Mr. Silcox? Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?